What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Today, as you can see, we're at Book Off in Little Tokyo. I didn't have a lot of time to record a video this week, unfortunately, so I had to make a quick stop over at the Book Off in Little Tokyo, which has been one of the better manga stores, I would say, that I've been to in the past couple, months. It's a brand new one, so things are relatively new. And as you can see here, we just start off in the light novel section. They have a bunch of light novels here, and what caught my eye the most was the Tokyo Ghoul light novels, as well as the multiple Monogatari light novels they had as well. They also had some Full Metal Alchemist ones there as well, and then some Ari Furuta ones, some Buck Naked, and a bunch of other like Pokemon stuff, which was pretty cool. However, we gotta talk about this Book Off because honestly, it's kind of been, declining since the opening. I appreciate that they did add a lot more light novels to their store, which, I talked about when it first opened, but like, I don't know, just like the merch there has been falling off a bit. And it's been kind of sad to see, and it's been getting very disorganized, so that's just a little bit of issues that I have with the store. But let's set that aside. It's still a pretty good store, don't get me wrong. It's still a pretty top tier one. It's just not as good as it used to be when it opened. But over here is the manga section. As you can see, some Wotakoi there, a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh, some Your Name over there as well, some Zom 100, some Bloom Into You light novel there as well, After Hours, which I do want to read because it's the name of one of my favorite albums, so I just want to read it just for that. But yeah, moving on in the manga section, Spy Family on the shelf over there, some Soul Eater singles over there, and some Sword Art Online there as well. I wasn't really looking for anything, to be honest, and I was kind of just skimming through the shelves. So sorry that if things aren't like as in-depth as they are. I was kind of pressed for time, and there were a lot of people in the store, so we kind of had to rush the footage a little. But some Slime was over there, some Twin Star Exorcist as well, some Toriko, which I have no idea what that's about, so let me know in the comments below. And I also forgot a question of the day. So for the question of the day, let me know what manga... No, I ask that question every week, so let me know what your least favorite manga is that you've read. I asked that a while ago, but I want to see if your guys' tastes have updated. So yeah, let me know what the worst manga you've read is. Over there was some Seraph of the End, some Shaman King omnibuses, some Seven Deadly Sins there, Sex Ed 120%, which, interesting title, but don't know if I'll read it. They also had some Samurai 8 there, some of the best manga that has ever been written, Rent a Girlfriend and Rent a Really Shy Girlfriend. Wow, peak fiction right there. They had some Rurouni Kenshin, the omnibuses and the singles. I believe it's getting an anime adaptation, which is pretty interesting because it's been a while, and I saw a lot of people weren't fans because of, the mangaka and what he's done. But that aside, moving on back to the manga. Some Parasite was over there, some O Maidens in the Savage season, some Overlord was there as well, and then over on this shelf, a bunch of series that, I wasn't really that interested in. The Devil is a Part-Timer is there, some Demon Slayer, surprised they don't have more Demon Slayer there, pretty surprising. Dr. Stone, Dragon Ball, over there, Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball Z as well. Dorohedoro over there as well. And they also had some Durarara there passing by that. And then some Eden Zero as well. Eden Zero is... No, it's not Eden Zero. It's Platinum End that has the very nice manga spines. Not Eden Zero. But they had a bunch of Eden Zero, which was pretty crazy. Over here was the Akame ga Kill section. They had a bunch of Akame ga Kill. I do want to read that because I don't know if it's as bad as the anime was. People don't like the anime that much. Me personally, I think it's alright. So they have Akame ga Kill and Akame ga Kill Zero. Need to check that out because I need to see how it compares. They had some Attack on Titan there, some Ass Class was above there as well, and then some Astra Lost in Space, I believe, if I remember correctly. Yeah, but a bunch of Attack on Titan there, some Cells at Work, some Beastars over here as well, and Barakamon as well, right there, and Burn the Witch. Blue Box was also there, which I heard was, at the start, a pretty good shonen. shonen romance. However, I heard it's fallen off a bit. But yeah, some Bungo Stray Dogs there, which I need to read because I heard that season 4 was really good. I don't know if I'll read or watch it first, but let me know in the comments if I should read or watch Bungo Stray Dogs. It's been on my list for a while, so yeah. And then they had some Bleach, Black Clover, Black Butler, you know the deal. And then over here was more omnibuses and art books. Unfortunately, there weren't, that interesting omnibuses and art books, but it is what it is. They had some box sets too, as you can see. They had the Slime one and the Attack on Titan one, some Akira omnibuses there, Fairy Tail box sets there, and then some Overlord art books, Battle Angel Alita. I don't know if that's the omnibus or the art book, but yeah. They also had that Naruto box set and that Akira box set. I'd never seen that Naruto box set, which was, kind of cool to see over there. And then, yeah, we just moved on and went to the figure section. They had some interesting selection of figures. This shelf is like, I guess, more of the rare stuff, more of the boxed rare stuff. They were selling like some Madoka pocket watches there, which was pretty cool. But yeah, not really much that I was interested in this shelf, unfortunately. And then over here is all the prize figures. They had a bunch of One Piece prize figures, as you can see, like literally a bunch. Most of it was like One Piece prize figures, at least for this shelf. And then below, even more One Piece. I mean, I wasn't lying when I said they had a lot of One Piece, so yeah. They also did have this Cardcaptor Sakura figure like on the side of the shelf, the scale one, and it was like $400, and it looks nice, but I don't know if it's $400 good. But yeah, with this book off, as you guys can keep watching me browsing, the figure selection is a lot. However, it's a lot of prize figures and smaller figures, so if you're looking for scales, I wouldn't exactly recommend this place, because the scales that they have, and look at these Hunter x Hunter figures, I had never seen them before, so I had to zoom in on them for a bit. But the scales here are, I don't know, they're like very expensive, very expensive, honestly. And the prize figures here are abundant, and they are pretty highly priced. I'm not gonna lie to you, they're like $45 and up, even if it's out of box, which I think is pretty crazy. So it's sad to see the prices getting jacked up, but I get it. They're like a secondhand store and they need to make their margins. So it is what it is. Over here, you can see that Yotsugi over there from Monogatari. A bunch more prize figures from, I believe, Love Live. Don't quote me on that, but it did look like Love Live. And then here they had a Kurumi over there, and a Megumin, and then some God Eater scale figures over there. If it was in the past, I would have bought that Kurumi and that Megumin. However, it is not when I first started watching anime, so unfortunately we will not be buying those. Looking further, just a bunch of Figmas here. Not the biggest fan of Figmas, so I didn't really look at that. And then they had these One Punch Man figures, which were pretty funny because they were all posed the same way. Back there was another Slime figure, some Sword Art Online figures there as well, and My Hero Academia figures down here. And speaking of Sword Art Online, should I watch Sword Art Online? A lot of people like to bag on it because it's not the deepest series, it's not the craziest series, but I've heard the movies were pretty good, so let me know in the comments if I should take the time out to get through some of the worst stuff to get to some of the better stuff. Over here they had a bunch of Nendoroids. They had some Nendoroids that I had never seen before, like some Hatsune Miku ones, and then they had a whole collection of Haikyuu Nendoroids there as well. They had some Gaara, some One Punch Man ones. They even had a Misaka Mikoto, which I didn't even notice until now, because I was just literally skimming through the store. But yeah, and then they had that $560 Persona 3 scale figure, which is insane. I've seen it at other book offs for like $900, but yeah. Over here, just more prize figures. I really wish that they had more scales, I really do. But that's, it's hard to request because a lot of people aren't selling back to book off, so it is what it is. They had a Gilgamesh there, some Fate Extra, a lot of Saber stuff here on this shelf. I believe this is all like Fate Extra, Fate Grand Order stuff. on these shelves, so there is that. And then down here was a bunch of Gundam stuff. This is like the Gundam shelf. I personally am not into Gundam, but I do know some people who are. Shout out to them. Shout out to Judas if you're watching this. Shout out to Dan if you're watching this. But yeah, Gundam section here. I guess it's pretty cool. Not my lane, but you know, I get it if you like Gundam. And yeah, as you can see, the figure section kind of just okay, you know. A bunch of prize figures here. Again, they were very overpriced, but they had a bunch of ReZero. They had some, I think it's bottom tier Nozaki-kun or something like that. One Piece ones here, Love Live ones there as well. And then they had this, like, I believe that's a visual novel wall scroll. So yeah, and then a bunch of Dragon Ball stuff here as well. They had multiple Dragon Ball shelves, which is pretty interesting. And then a bunch of Demon Slayer there. And then this shelf over here was like just an assortment of like idol characters, Hatsune Miku, and for some reason they had a Senjo Gahara over here. I didn't zoom in on her because, you know, I had seen her a bunch of times, but they had just a bunch of assorted figures here. And yeah, look, this book off isn't gonna be perfect, but it's pretty cool. And you know, my mind is scattered because I'm like just getting off work, so I don't really know what I'm talking about. So yeah, as you can see here, more just prize figures, some scales there, but mostly prize figures that I'm not entirely interested in. They had a mommy figure there too, which I just saw. And then over here is just all the small stuff, all the small figures, like the I guess they're not noodle stoppers, but they have like these sitting figures right there, and then they have the cute Posket figures, which I think are they're so ugly. If I'm being honest, like Q-Socket figures are probably the ugliest figures I've ever seen, and I don't think I'll ever buy one, if I'm being honest. But yeah, this section turned into a bunch of prize figures, which I'm kind of sad at, because earlier they had like a bunch of like silverware and a bunch of like acrylic stands and a bunch of like art pieces, which, you know, set this place apart from the other book offs. But it seems like, you know, they're going the route of, you know, more figures, less like, I guess, merchandise, like art pieces and like glasses and silverware. Like they still have some here, as you can see, but it's nearly not it's not nearly the same amount that they had when they first opened. I think when they first opened, that was the best balance of stuff, because you could find some random things that, you know, you didn't know you need and make some impulsive buys. Like this one, they had a bear brick of a Marvel character. So yeah, not pretty upset, just pretty disappointed that they took that whole section out, but it is what it is. Not a lot of people were probably buying it, and they get shipments of figures every week, so it is what it is. Over here is like the more Gundam stuff, and also I'm forgetting the name of the show, but it's another popular series over there. Bunch of plushies here, bunch of Jujutsu Kaisen plushies, a bunch of like pillows here of like Is This Order a Rabbit? That series. I remember trying to watch it, but I wasn't that interested in it. But yeah, and a bunch of small stuff. So I didn't have the time to look through it like I usually do to try to find review stuff. And speaking of review stuff, right there is a Futaba. As I zoom into it, because it was the only review thing. But yeah, didn't really buy anything from the book off, was kind of in a rush. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you were able to like just chill, relax, and just hear me stream my thought. That's usually what these videos are. So yeah, appreciate you watching the video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you know when I upload. But yeah, appreciate you stopping by, even though this wasn't the best video. I'm sorry, but we'll try to get back on track next week. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.